Mr. Nagash, thank you for being here. Had the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops received a low ranking from the previous years of service?
They provided a strong performance under the requirements of the contract that they had.
Okay, so they had not received, bad marks, bad rankings,
No.
Complaints from victims coming in saying that we didn't get the proper care?
No.
I noticed as I went through the documents here from some of the reviewers that there were frequent comments about how they covered all 6 areas and how they were able to provide a national focus on that. Had abortion been a criteria before in the provision of abortion or the recommendation of abortion? Was that a previous, in the 2006 release of all the grants, was there a statement there to say you need to provide abortion and contraceptives?
The issue of providing referral to the full range of gynecological services was not included.
No, it's not just full range of gynecological services, because Medicaid has 200 different areas. So is there something in that 200 areas for Medicaid and the full range of gynecological services that you would look at and say, this, this, and this? Are there 50 of those that they don't provide? Are there 10 of those? Or is this just abortion?
Well, I think the question you was what was in the previous contract.
Correct.
And the previous contract did not refer to the issue of gynecology.
Right. But I hear you using that term, the full range of care, but it's really not full range care, because there is a provision for full range of care with the exception of abortion. And even with the abortion provision, if there are issues even within that. Is that correct?
The Catholic bishops also indicated an unwillingness to provide family planning services. And since you were quoting reviewers' comments, the reviewers indicated that USCCB states it does not intend to provide any family planning services, which is important to sex trafficking. As such, USCCB may not be able to sufficiently accomplish all 6 objectives of the program.
Right. And then they ended with the document with this statement: I recommend approving the grantee for $2,500,000. To lower grantees, their grantees end with this statement: application not recommended for funding.
The document that you're referring to I have never seen. I've heard about it in the last couple of days.
Okay. Well, we had obviously requested these documents. We had not seen it either until just last night. And going through these documents, I know you mentioned there are strengths and weaknesses listed on all of them, but the others don't end with the statement, application not recommended for funding. It's especially interesting to me in this process, because I looked through there. There's a preference, obviously, for the different regions and nationwide. Catholic Conference, they're nationwide. The only other nationwide was the USCRI, who received a score of 69. They were funded. Now, I've got to tell you, that's a gutsy score, considering sitting next to you is the director of ORR that's involved in this, who previously was the COO of USCRI. So those recommendations, they knew this is going to go up to his desk, who obviously you're going to recuse yourself from the decision process, but someone involved in the process. I mean, that's just a gutsy thing to do, is to say, I recommend this group over this group, and they know their boss used to work for the other group and obviously has a priority for that. So somebody that has 20 points lower in a grant scoring gets the award than someone who had it 20 points higher. There's just a million issues in the middle of all this to say, if the clear issue is, if you can provide great care in every area for human trafficking except abortion, we don't accept you. If you care in all 6 areas, you have great expertise, you have great skills, but if you don't do abortions, we won't do this. Now, the considerations are frequent. You know very well from working with victims of human trafficking, they often fall right back into it again. They're identified, then they're repeats, and they steal them off to other cities, and you have all kinds of issues and care for that. So at times, you're taking a victim of human trafficking who's now pregnant, get them an abortion, they can immediately be snatched back up, taken to another city, and you've just put them right back in that situation again. So to say, if a person is raped in a human trafficking situation, the best thing we can do is get them to an abortion, and so the possibility of them get right back on the street. And if you don't do that, we won't let you help in any of these areas and walk alongside you in this, to me is a very strange mark. You can help in all 6 of the comprehensive areas, but if you don't do abortions, specifically not just allow them, but promote them. If you don't promote abortions, then we won't let you help. That's the concern here. 89 to 69 is a pretty wide spread. Did not recommend for funding is a pretty strong statement. To then reverse that and say, no, you're going to get the preference.
The gentleman may respond if he would like.
Two observations. One is that document was never brought to my attention. Secondly, when I understand that document was written, that was prior to the responses which we requested from the applicants, which had been in direct response to reviewers' comments that there was not sufficient detail in all of the applications.
Same day.